All right, here's the deal. As you all know, the guys took care of business on the hardwood for round 1 of the playoffs. But guess what? They also took care of business off the floor as we recorded 3 podcasts for you, the fans. You heard the first, episode 23, and you're about to hear the third. But the pod in between, well, we had an audio glitch. I know, we aren't happy and promise it won't happen again. But with that said, as you're listening to this episode, you may hear references such as, yesterday on the pod, you talked about this. Or, yeah, we discussed that on the pod yesterday. However, knowing you haven't heard yesterday's pod, we still feel you'll enjoy and find this episode very insightful and relatable. If there, though, is anything you should know, would have learned had you heard yesterday's pod, here's the quick 411. Logan is Channing's younger brother by 6 years. He went to that school up north. I know, I'm sorry, my fellow Buckeye fans, but hey, family above all, right? He got the short end of the stick, literally and figuratively. He stands just 6'1" and is convinced Channing got all the athleticism there was to be had. He was a part of some epic fraternity stories at the U of M, and as you'll quickly learn, if it weren't for his buddy Mark, his fashion game, well, it would be non-existent. Which, speaking of Mark, he is all about fashion, has an endless vocabulary, and if there's a story Logan can't recall, well, Mark is that friend that will finish it for you. Put the two together, living in Brooklyn, New York, as they do now, life, it's all about living it on the edge, unknowingly, fashionably, and without reservation. Welcome into another edition of Trippin with RJ and Channing. I'm your host, Allie Clifton, and the fam is back.
Oh, they're back. Rolling
back.
Deep.
If you forget or didn't listen to the previous episode, who and what the fam means and is, it's Logan.
Introduce yourself.
Channing's brother.
University of Michigan.
University of Michigan.
We won't talk about that.
You've also seen me on many posts from Channing, usually not in the best light.
Yo,
I don't think you have a good light.
explain those shoes, buddy.
Explain the shoes.
Which ones?
The Puerto Rican shoes.
The Aztecs.
Well,
the
first off,
first off,
it was a gift from Mark, who's on the podcast, so he
There
can
you go.
explain the gift.
Thanks,
Oh,
Logan.
my
Okay.
God.
All right, it was Logan's birthday, and I needed to get him an authentic gift. I was in Phoenix, Arizona, obviously, where we're from, and I saw these handcrafted Navajo-style shoes, and I was like, all right, these are hot. Logan will appreciate this, this craftsmanship.
Did you get him some topaz jewelry also?
No, I did not get him topaz jewelry.
Some turquoise?
Some turquoise jewelry.
That's the state jewel.
Yeah, the state jewel.
We talked about your outfits yesterday on the podcast, and when Logan walked into the room today, Channing was not happy about the necklace he had.
You got a voodoo necklace
I like to
on?
accessorize.
Oh, jeez.
You have no watch. You have easily a $2, and I'm going to give it 85-cent
This
necklace
is a
on.
$25 piece that I found handcrafted from the middle of Indiana.
Oh, you got that here on your trip?
I got it here 5 hours ago. Hot take right now. This is the first it's been seen in public. I was unsure whether to wear it. But
Dude.
You should still be unsure. You should still
I
be
like the
unsure.
whole all-black look, though.
thank you.
I think Logan only brought those jeans, so he just accessorized.
I only wear one pair of jeans.
Yeah.
Have you guys heard about Logan destroying the seams of pants? It's one of the funniest things ever. Can I tell this?
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
He's like, yes.
Yeah, don't ask if you could tell it. We'll just more like, we'll edit that out later.
Yeah, all right. So Logan is infamous for destroying the crotch of jeans.
Oh, wow.
And 'cause
Runs in the family.
it's just the way
Ah,
he sits.
jeez.
But the best part is you can see it coming early because the fibers start getting white from stress. And you know that a blowout's going to come soon.
Have you ever tried to fix your jeans after a blowout?
So I actually went to the nudie store and I brought my jeans. She's like, "Oh, we can fix them," and then they were so destroyed. She goes, "Wait, are these cleat?" And I was like, "Oh, I thought you guys do that." They're like, "She's like, no, you have to wash these jeans. Get the hell out
Oh,
of here."
come
Get the
on.
hell out of here, these gross jeans.
Dirty? Oh, that's dirty.
So I bought a new pair.
So wait a second. So you guys wandered around Indiana.
Mhm.
Well, also Pete is in the room.
Pete's here too.
So what's up? Pete is your trio of hipsters.
Yes.
Yeah.
You
Is
have
this like the Richard Channing Kevin triangle?
Oh, way different.
Way cooler.
Yeah,
Wow.
you guys are way more into books and like editorials. You guys love sprawling out on the floor. And,
I'll co-sign all that. I'm not going to disagree with any of that.
yeah, they're an interesting group to go out with. But in New York, they're in their element. Oh man, they are
I
in
feel
their
like
element.
I feel like it transplants well though. Like you can take our weird New York idiosyncrasies and put them into.
Oh my god.
You can take them to secondary markets, as I say. People like it.
Yeah.
They're like, oh my god, look at these guys dressing all fancy.
So what'd you guys do today?
What did we do today? We woke.
Oh.
We woke up. We went. To,
Well,
yeah.
let me.
Jump in here.
I don't want to put Mark on blast, but we were at the bar earlier,
Oh,
and
that's
as
funny.
Mark walks to the bathroom, this guy.
First
this
of all,
guy
this
hasn't slept in about 48 hours.
This was a straight crazy True Detective style
Crazy.
criminal at the
He's
bar.
laughing to himself, and he whispers over. He goes. he comes over. He looks at me. He goes, "Man, that guy's got some feminine toes, doesn't he?"
Feminine toes? Toes?
First of
Or
all,
feminine feet, or something. I said, I don't know how to respond to this.
I just want to let everyone know I wasn't wearing sandals of any type. It was boots. I don't know where he got that from.
He
but
goes, he's got a feminine walk to him, or something. I don't know what he said. He said something crazy.
Was he hating on
Yeah.
your Chelsea boots?
He was
Yeah,
hate.
he
He
was.
was
He
hate.
was.
He threw
He
some
was.
hate. I wasn't sure
I'll
whether I should defend you or.
I will tell you this. As fashion forward as you are,
Mhm.
and those boots are amazing.
Thank
Lots
you.
of guys on the teams on our team have them.
Yep.
You're probably not going to see many of those in Indiana.
No,
no,
no.
you're not going to see many.
No,
of
it didn't work well.
You could throw on a pair of cowboy boots and fit right in.
I think that'd be
I
kind of
feel
cool.
like in Indiana.
I think one thing our group does style-wise that's cool is like a high-low perspective. So you can do like a fashion piece and then mix it with like a weird thrift shop cowboy boot, and that's kind of cool. I think a lot of people go wrong when they go too fashion-y. You got the fashion jeans,
Oh.
you got the fashion jacket. You got
Are you fashion-y right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like you're
This
fashion
is your
from head
exact
to toe.
fit.
Yeah.
Did I just roast myself?
Mark.
It's like,
You played yourself.
like-
Congratulations.
it's like-
myself shit.
Tyler, that fit that you have on did not happen on accident.
No. This was curated, homie.
Let everyone know what you're wearing right now.
Oh, thank you, Allie. I'm glad you asked. Same Saint Laurent boots from yesterday because they're still hot and because luggage space is limited. Acne jeans, Saint Laurent button-down polka dot, and an Acne jacket.
Oh man.
Acne.
Acne, like the
That's
face.
a brand?
Yeah, Acne.
Great
Studios.
stuff. Great
Really?
store. Really
Yeah.
great store.
Stockholm brand.
So at home, when you go to like pack for a trip like this, does it take you long to put pieces together?
Yes.
Oh,
I could lie to you and say that like, it's easy, whatever fits. No.
You wear it so simply,
What do you mean?
well, that's the key.
as if like you like kind of just woke up like that.
Oh no, it's definitely thought out. It's premeditated.
Mark said
It's
about
fine.
4 texts. I can't wait to get my fits off. I'm going. He always goes, Logan, what are you bringing? And I have the same 8 items that I always bring. So I go, nudie black jeans that I always wear.
All right. Everyone.
Vans,
The,
tee.
The jacket, Logan's jacket was brought up on yesterday's podcast. We also didn't say it's colloquially known in Brooklyn as the Sicario.
the Sicario.
It's the one with the demon on the back.
Oh my
wow.
god, yeah. Oh,
I had to
my
talk Logan into getting this actually.
God. And Logan loves his jacket, and he loves his Buffalo Soldier jacket. That
Oh,
was white.
With the shearling.
With the sheer, you love the Buffalo
Did-
Soldier.
Don't you have a leather one with
That's it.
Well,
That's
that's
the
a shearling.
Well, so I
bomber
got
jacket?
it. Like
Shearling.
I got it
Okay.
a month before shearling was in.
Oh wow! Congratulations.
So, well, here's the problem. I was like, all right, I saved it up. I said, all right, I'm gonna get a leather, and I saved my $800 up.
Oh jeez.
And then all of a sudden, there's shearlings everywhere. I go, no, stop it, no more, no. So now I don't even.
You can't even stand out. So it's just
Now it's like
it-
it was a
yeah.
standout
And
item.
now it's
and
vintage.
now I'm
You
like,
could just be like, man, I've been had it. The more, as much as you worn it this year, it looks vintage.
Oh wow.
We're on our balcony in Williamsburg, and Logan's just seeing shearlings everywhere.
Just sick.
And he's so salty and sick. And he goes, fuck it, I gotta go John Wick and start killing all these shearlings off.
Oh jeez.
Oh my god.
No, that man. That's hilarious. Dude.
So, you guys went cider hunting today too?
We went cider hunting. Yeah, I think it was successful. What'd you guys say?
Yeah, it is very good.
Where'd you guys
We,
go? South
well-
Cider? What does that say?
we started at a bar around the corner. We're like, all right, where should we go? And he's like, Fountain.
Oh, you know what you should do? You should use this opportunity to let people know how you scout a city and find a cool.
Oh,
neighborhood.
yeah.
This is a good opportunity for that.
So, whenever a new city, I always want to embrace what the city is. I don't want to if I'm going to Indiana, I don't want to push nightclubs.
Mhm.
Okay. So here I'm like, okay, what is it that Indiana's really good at? I'm like, okay, pie.
Number one.
Tell me that's a real search.
That's
That's a real Google search.
diners. I need to hit all those things that I can't get in New York.
So Indiana pie. Did you find
pie,
any
coffee out of the pot, free refills, things like this. I'm like focused on, like, 'cause
Free refills of coffee is huge.
Indiana?
Oh, we went to the bar last night, and Logan goes, "How much for beer?" They go, $1. Logan, you actually saw his eyes, his gears turn in his mind. He goes, "Give me 10."
Is that
Just
why you showed up with a bunch of beers?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Just because. Didn't
I was
drink
like,
not
wait,
a
$1? And he
none
put.
of
I said,
those
wait, no.
nasty
Can you
beers.
tell me that again? He goes, and then he didn't say anything. He just put up one finger. I said, okay, sir.
Hey, that round of drinks in New York is fierce, isn't
Oh.
it? Ooh, that round of drinks is fierce. So Luke, my rookie year, all of our friends came out to visit me. We were playing in the playoffs, so in the first round. So Luke had just gotten a credit card. I think Bill had given him a credit card. Luke Walton, the head coach of the Lakers, was my roommate in college. I know most of you guys know, but he comes out, and so we're at the bar, and I'm like, hey.
He's very loud.
Oh yeah. He's at the
thanks.
bar, and so he's like, "Yo, I'll get the first round." And there was like 6 of us there, 6 or 7 of us there, and so I just kind of sit back because Luke has never been to any of these type of clubs or any of these spaces in New York. So I sit back. I'm like, "All right." He orders, "Hey, can I get 3 Jack and Cokes, 2 beers, and 6 shots?"
Oh, that's lethal.
Mind you, he's still in college, so he's a college kid. And they told him something like $280. And he was like, wait, what? And now these drinks are already poured. There is no
Yeah.
going back.
Can't put that
So
back
he's
in the
telling me
bottle.
this story, and he is nauseous. So, like, he did that, and he looked at me. He's like, "Richard, why didn't you tell me?" And I was like, "Well, dude, you said you wanted the first round. Don't worry. I got you guys the rest of the night." But, the $1 drink versus the round of drinks in New York is extremely fierce.
No, especially when you're on a date, too, and you're younger. Like, when I was, like, 23 in the city, you'd go with a girl, and you get 2 drinks, and it's literally at some spots $50. Oh, shit. You have to eat it. You can't, that can't be you. Like, oh, we got to go somewhere else.
Looks like I'm eating hot dogs.
Yeah. We're going to the park.
We're getting them dollar slices of pizza all week.
Oh, wow.
So Indiana is known for pie.
I don't know exactly what Indiana's known for. Basketball.
You did a really shitty job on your search, is what you're saying.
I was so excited about your itineraries.
Well, I just want to do something that's authentic to the city, and so I'm trying to find things that I can explore and do that I'm not going to be able to easily get in New York. So, diners and just overall, like, hanging out with good people and
Buffalo Wild Wings.
Speaking of diners, you had the dinner last night, right?
Oh, yeah, Vita. Way to
Oh,
go.
yeah.
Did you pick a good spot?
Ridiculous.
They won.
Ridiculous.
I put it on my Snap. I said when Channing Sips, her brother, gets it right. So.
well, trust me, they let me know when I get it wrong. Trust me.
Oh, yeah. The other place we went to was like.
Excuse me. His hipster counterpart found it. Sorry, Mark. I apologize.
Mark is no longer on because the other guy in the room, Peter.
Hi everyone, Peter.
Yeah, that's a little too formal.
Yeah.
So are you guys all roommates?
We are, yeah.
You're all roommates in New
Yeah,
York.
Yeah, didn't you hear how expensive drinks are? You got to share rooms there. There's only it's crazy. It's a 1-bedroom too. I'm
yeah,
kidding.
just so you know, it's 3 of us. It's probably 1,000 square feet. The kitchen and the living room are the same room.
Oh, wow.
So if you're cooking, and Pete's notorious for cooking plates of sausage. So I'm trying to watch a movie. I'm drinking wine.
And
I'm
he's
chilling
having a-
out.
and he's having a
Pete
sausage
comes in
party.
around 8:30.
10:30, I'm back from the gym.
At night?
The sausage smell
Oh.
destroys the whole apartment.
Yeah,
I'm opening doors. I'm trying to fan it.
How much?
nothing
How much is your apartment in Brooklyn? I need to hear the rent. I
Too
need
much.
that. No. I just give me the full total rent. I don't need to know who pays what portion. But
$5,700.
What?
$5,700.
One bathroom.
Yeah.
One bathroom.
Two balconies.
wait,
Two
what?
balconies. Yes, I that's the reaction I was waiting for.
There we
Yes,
go.
Allie.
Yes.
Yes, Allie.
Because
It-
that's what you guys want, or there's
It's-
just
I
nothing
I have
cheaper?
my own
Going
balcony.
rate.
That's
Going
all.
rate.
Do you
I don't know if
understand?
that.
Do you understand what it would be
We
in
have a good
Manhattan?
deal for the neighborhood for what it is.
In Manhattan, you go across the bridge.
Oh, my God.
What it would be?
Yeah.
Easy
That-
12, 13. Dude,
It's
a
absurd.
apartment like that at the Trump Tower on the West Side Highway.
Oh yeah,
I had a teammate paying $22,000 a month. A month
yeah.
For an apartment
for an apartment.
that they rent. That
That
you
they
get
rent.
nothing out of.
Nothing.
Unless you want to, of course, get the $1.8 million mortgage. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's
That is
basically
insane.
yes.
Yeah, it's expensive.
Yeah, it hurts
This is
every
why-
month.
this is
I'm
why-
like, I cry every month right
No
at the
wonder
end.
why you're rocking $2.
You know, you gotta pick your
Yeah.
spots.
Now you understand the scale. The drinks are that expensive.
When
the
you got a
rent
ball
is
on
that
a budget.
expensive. Yeah, yeah, definitely.
For all you Ohio listeners, Pete is a Michigan alum as well.
Oh wow.
I am, yes.
That's where you met him?
I met Logan my freshman year. We were 18 at the time.
Were you in the same Jewish fraternity too?
Well, it wasn't a Jewish fraternity, but
Oh, so you guys lied?
It's like half Jewish.
heavy Jewish population.
Highly populated. with
So
Jew-
how I met Pete, we hung out a few times, but Pete's like he can't sit still. So, and I can sit still for days.
True.
Okay? So, I had video game chairs that I would sit on to play video games when I was in college. And Pete used to just come and knock on the door. So every hour would be a different knock. It would be like, I'm like, oh damn, Pete's here again.
Okay, that was
yeah,
a terrible
yeah. That
story,
was
Logan.
literally
That
it's
was
like
absolutely-
pull up, eject. The
Oh.
story is so trash.
I was going
You
somewhere
realize-
with that,
you-
and I just lost
yeah.
my thought
Yeah.
completely.
You realize that
I feel like
there's
I know
people-
someone else who does that.
Oh,
What?
man, wow, gosh, way to be on top of that one, Channing.
I'm all over the place.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
are.
Well, the game
It
is on
is-
right now. We're watching Washington, Atlanta.
I feel like when you guys get into the playoffs, this is what it becomes, though. Do you guys watch every game?
I try
Most.
to.
As
Most,
you guys are
yeah.
currently
Try-
watching.
literally.
I will
Washington,
watch
Atlanta
more.
Right now?
I will watch more games in the playoffs than I will all season.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What was it like playing at Butler today? Practicing at Butler. Do you guys think that was cool or no?
It was really, really cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was really cool. That floor, no disrespect, I love you guys at Butler. It's a historic place. I sat there for like 10 minutes reading all like the little history facts that they have when you first walk into the gym. The floor, though,
Oh, my God.
the actual floor, it's a little very collegey, hard, dead spots.
Well, it is a college.
Yeah, but you would imagine that one of the nicer, basketball programs in the country would have like a high-level floor.
What's the arena like? Is it pretty high capacity?
No, it's small. It's what you did. Okay, they filmed Hoosiers there, right?
Yeah.
Like the final scene in Hoosiers. So it's a really cool gym. It's a place that it would be fun to play.
It's a
basketball.
legit field house.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
like
is.
a historic type.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So no, that part was really, really cool. The big windows up in the back. Yeah. You could have gone to Butler, didn't you?
Yeah. I was I took a college visit there on a Sunday, and I was like 98% committed, and then I went to Toledo the very next day, and I committed to Toledo on campus. My dad was like, when I told the coach, I was like, okay, I'm coming. And he was like, really? My dad was like, we'll call you. So then we left, and we had dinner like 30 minutes like south of Toledo on our way home, and then I called and committed to Toledo.
Oh.
Butler's beautiful. It really is. It has like a cozy, just like
Yeah.
homey atmosphere, like the campus.
Yeah.
The field house was the same way, obviously, and the history with it and stuff. But Toledo, when I went, I hung out with a lot of kids in the class above me, and then my class, obviously, and a lot of them were going to Toledo.
Yeah.
And so it just kind of attracted to me.
Or you
Kinda
just
to
want to go
Toledo.
follow your friends, huh?
I didn't want to follow my friends, but I was such a homebody originally. And so to be
Yeah.
around people that reminded me a lot of home and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Well, a little bit about Allie. So wait, how far is Butler from where you grew up?
Like 2.5,
And how far is Toledo from where you grew up?
like an hour 45.
Oh, so
hour
basically,
40.
yeah, same difference.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
Yeah, that's not a bad gig.
So let's just segue this. Since we're talking about fashion, Allie,
What?
as a girl, who do you think is the best dressed guy on our team?
Best dressed?
Yeah. Or let's say fashion forward.
Probably Tristan.
Yeah,
I like the way Tristan dresses.
his shoes though, the Gucci sandals with the
With
sandals
the fur? With the
with
fur
the
on the
fur.
back.
Those are a little. I agree with you. Tristan is a very well dressed, well put together individual. But boy, when he goes full high fashion, with the fur coats and the shades oh man. But I guess you're never too old to play dress up because that's just so.
Well, when you're probably being given it all and you don't even have to think about it, like does that drive you guys nuts? Do you dress yourselves?
Yeah.
I try not to.
People dress you?
I have a wife. That's what,
Oh, she does?
Yeah. She goes, Channing, that's...
I meant, do you actually have a stylist?
No.
Like, Tristan has a stylist, right?
Well, yeah, but
No, I don't
the
think so.
other flip side of it is Tristan would pay for all of that too out of his own money. So
But sometimes it's a lot easier to do that than just think, especially if you don't know what the hell you're doing.
Yeah, I try to keep it to old school ways of does black match with blue now? So I literally type in one piece and I'm like, okay, I want to wear this shirt. I'd be like jean jacket, GQ men jeans jacket 2017.
I'm guilty too.
Yes, exactly.
No,
so then you're like, oh damn, Channing, you're in fashion. You're in style. Yeah.
You guys are very simple though with your taste.
Try to keep it simple.
I tell one of the things I tell
Richard's
people
classic.
is very classic. If you see a well-dressed, tall individual, understand that it took him three times as much time to get that because jeans are hard to fit, shirts and clothes are hard to fit. Just finding stuff that goes well together. That's why Tristan is pretty impressive because he's 6'8". He's a built guy. So it's for him to find clothes that fit him and to have all these look. It's so much harder to do that versus when you are 5'10".
Yeah,
I got a question on this point. Do you know if those high fashion design houses make sizes that big? I feel like a lot of those major brands I personally can't even fit.
Pete, are you into fashion too?
I am. I actually work in fashion.
Oh.
Yeah.
What?
Oh.
Yeah.
What do you do?
I'm an attorney. I do immigration law for the fashion industry in New York.
Oh wow.
You seen Better Call Saul?
Better Call Saul.
Just kidding.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
Yeah. It's an interesting job. I do designers, stylists, a lot of models.
Oh, word?
Yeah, it's a good gig. It's a boutique firm.
What'd you say, editorial or print?
But I look through a lot of the brands and I've tried on a lot of clothes and for example, there's one brand, John Elliott. I'm not sure if you guys heard.
Yeah.
And I personally cannot fit in a double XL in John Elliott.
Yeah, no.
I think
it's kind of shocking.
They're making things bigger. They're making things bigger right now. Longer, and because just humans naturally, back when I was in high school, to try and find a size 15, you would go to a Foot Locker and they would bring you back through this maze of boxes, and then they would show you the 6 shoes.
Yeah.
The 6 or 7 pairs of shoes that they had that were a size 15, and that was your only option. Or you could try and order something out of East Bay and wait, 2 to 3 weeks just to get some shoes. But now almost every Foot Locker you can go in and there's a size 15, there's a size 16. People, I think, are just getting bigger. So, naturally, even though people are wearing their clothes slimmer, they're carrying longer sizes and bigger sizes. It's been a lot easier.
I guess as the fashion gets more popular in athletics too, they kind of cater to that as well.
Well, I think the fashion now is slim and long. So there was I don't know, Mark will probably tell you. For me, I'm not that big. So things that are longer on a regular person, Australia and Japan had their style Zinnerobe and stuff like that were oh, that was a dunk. Sorry. Where stuff for a regular person would be almost down to their quads. For me, it's past my belt.
A T-shirt.
A T-shirt. So now I'm damn, I'm rocking all this. So a lot of clothes that I get now are made to look longer on regular people, but for me, it's oh, this fits perfect, No,
but JR called it. JR, I think he said something about because what I wore during the playoffs. Oh, you look nice. I'm like,
JR's a good dresser.
Yeah, I was like, man, it takes a lot of effort. And part of the reason why I used to not wear suits is that it takes longer to wear the suit, takes longer to put on the suit, wear it. You get in your car, you walk 80 steps to the locker room, you take off the suit. So it's really, it's just a very short, small window that people because you're not really going to dinner.
But with social media today, that stuff is long standing with you guys.
It is very different than when I first came into the league and everybody was wearing white T-shirts and throwback jerseys and baggy sweatsuits. So
even the sweatsuits, Nike sweatsuits now are built to be tight and lean and like accentuate the player's body. You know what I'm saying?
Even
Great
the sweats,
use of the
too.
word. Can you spell that, Channing?
Accentuate?
Yeah.
Nah, homie, Google it. It's 2017.
I would say Tristan is objectively the best dresser on the team, probably.
Yeah.
Do you know an underrated style moment for the Cavs though was LeBron's first year back? He had a mustache going, just mustache, nothing else, and he was rocking like camel Margiela coats. And it was like such a hard, like 70s retro fashion moment. And I swear to God, like in my New York experience, we ran into like GQ editors and stuff. I don't think he knows how much that like moved stuff forward. Everyone's like, that was LeBron's hottest fashion moment when he was rocking Margiela camel coats and had a mustache.
Oh, and Bron's very she's so Allie's so
This
taking
is a whole
no
new
Bron
world.
takes a lot. Bron puts a lot of time into that. Not
He was gonna be my next.
yeah.
I think he does.
It's almost
Well,
unfair.
Nah, he's got a stylist. He's got a stylist. That's
and
not
a
fair.
huge advantage.
Yeah, but still,
called
I
$1
think
billion.
the way
Yeah.
the style sometimes that he rocks, like tennis shoes, socks, sweats, and a denim button-up.
Yeah.
And a do-rag. That's a new one, right?
No, you just keep the Dewey on. You keep that on.
Like that look is just so like what? But on him, it looks amazing.
He was rocking Tom Brown sweats in his Sprite commercial. That was crazy.
Yeah, but the thing is, he's wearing John Elliott, or he'll wear like designer sweats. Like Tristan the other game wore designer. I think it was like a Gucci designer sweats, and I'm like, how's this fit you? But for his body, it just does.
The whole
Like,
Gucci wave is crazy because when you think about Gucci's the hottest fashion label right now. 100%.
Dude, their new line is ridiculous. The one with the like little snakes.
Yeah,
and,
So all that
motif.
snake retro stuff, it's from the new creative director. His name's Alessandro Michele, I believe, and he's killing it. He's the hottest dude in fashion right now. And what he does is supposed to look like a very like Wes Anderson, like whimsical fashion look. It's supposed to be like if you raided your cool grandpa's closet and like did dress up on it. That's what it's like. So it's lots of like weird embroidery. It's like Letterman's jackets. It's kind of like almost like a weird like Italian like school dream type thing.
Are there fashion no-nos today?
Yes.
What is?
Yes. There's. Yeah.
Socks with sandals.
Yeah. Socks with sandals.
No. Something that people do that's like I don't want to say outdated, but it's outdated. It's kind of like, okay, that is out of style right now.
You know
Okay, go on.
Go ahead.
I have a few like basic easy ones.
Okay.
White.
In what capacity?
If you're wearing white pants, white jeans, white shoes.
It's a very Miami boat look.
Can it be worn?
I don't prescribe to
Can
myself.
it be worn between Labor Day?
Oh yeah, I always thought that was confusing and stupid, to be honest.
Okay, so you don't agree with that?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, and the thing with that is that depends on where you live. In California, it's always 70 degrees. In Arizona, it's always if you want to rock a white pair of jeans in January when
How
it's
about
82
in New York
degrees.
City?
Yeah, I think it's totally fine. I mean, I don't think that there's these hard, fast rules. Like, everyone's like, oh, it's warm out. You can't wear boots anymore. Like, fuck that. Boots look cool in any temperature. I think you should wear them.
What about open-toed shoes in the winter?
No, absolutely not.
There we go. We found one.
No, you're right. I'm glad you brought that up.
Okay, open-toed shoes in the winter inside.
Mention. No one wants to see their gross feet.
Not men, women.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's all about temperature.
Did you get your toes right?
Yeah.
That's true.
Some ladies got their dogs out and you put them right back in the kennel. Now listen.
I didn't want to say it, but
At
yeah.
least
No.
that's what I'm saying.
Ladies,
Come on,
ladies.
man. Men, look at this.
Either do or don't. I know everybody has their own pet peeve, but there is when you have your nails and it's like all the top part is gone, the bottom part is gone, and you just have that middle like dab of fingernail polish. It's like, look, take it all off. Or get them redone. Be like, oh yeah, I need to get my nails done. That time was weeks ago. No, that time was weeks ago. Yeah, no.
Good nails, it just brings a fit together.
I agree with that.
Good nails and toes, because it looks like you like took the
Put
time
together.
to be put
You're
together.
just put together.
When your stuff, don't start flashing your nails now, Allie.
You see my nails all the time.
I do
What
see
are you
your
talking
nails all
about?
the time.
Oh, yeah.
You are so happy about your nails.
It's a strong
What do you
color.
mean? What do you mean I'm
What is
happy
that?
about them?
Neon orange?
I don't know.
It's Miami
a new
Vice
color.
orange.
Miami Vice orange.
I always have my nails done.
Allie, you have a stylist.
No, I don't.
Who's your
Yes,
stylist?
she does. I will. Don't you
Who's
dare.
sponsored? Don't
Don't
you
you
do
I'm
it.
not
dare.
sponsored by them.
Because
Wait,
listen,
wait,
like, hey,
I
after
only
the
wear one
championship-
brand on air, but I'm
okay.
not
What is the name
sponsored
of that
by
brand?
Banana Republic.
Oh.
Okay. And you have a stylist. What's her name?
Her name is Fran Vinci.
Yeah.
Shout out Fran Vinci.
Shout out Fran.
Because your dressing this year, like everybody else's, has stepped up a whole new game.
Well, she's like I don't want to like claim Banana. That's what I'm saying. Every time I like wear something and someone asks me, I always tag Banana because obviously that's all I wear on air. I don't wear anything else. But
they're not like I don't have what Kevin Love has. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, no,
Everyone thinks, but I will tell you that before Kevin went to Banana, I started working with Fran on my stuff.
Oh, so she gets
it's
your
just
sizing?
easy. Like I was an athlete. Like I don't dress up. I never wore makeup. I didn't do any of that stuff. And so when I got into this job, obviously all that changed. And so I'm not one that takes the time to get into fashion. What goes together, what doesn't.
You have a very LA
And so-
aesthetic, I'd say. Would you agree with that?
100%.
How do you know?
It's the blonde.
Oh,
blonde
I've
hair.
only met you.
Oh, like my outfits that I'm wearing now?
Yeah.
Oh, these are just me.
Oh, I know. That was a compliment.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah.
LA look is good.
She's like, what the?
No, I didn't know where you were going with that.
Oh, yeah.
No. LA look is like comfortable, relaxed, like
Yeah.
Have you seen Kanye's new Calabasas line?
No.
Yeah, so like it's all based. It's almost like a self kind of like tongue-in-cheek joke, and it's like fashion that isn't cool. Because you think about Calabasas, for people who know like LA, like I know Rich knows the neighborhoods really well. Like it's not considered like a traditionally cool LA neighborhood.
No.
It's kind of seen as like
it's where you go to die.
Yeah. I didn't want to say that, but
No.
you know, it's like a big strip malls and huge restaurants and stuff like that. It's not like Bel Air or Beverly Hills, but like the whole fashion line is supposed to be built on like comfort, like because it's a neighborhood where you get in your car, you go to the gym, you come home, you go from home to the restaurant.
Right.
So it's all based on the comfort.
Yeah, well, but Calabasas is kind of like the new Orange County, where people you wanted more land, you wanted kind of like that community vibe, so people were moving out to Orange County, kind of out away from LA. But that's now they're going out towards Calabasas. So a lot of musicians, a lot of artists, like they still need to work in LA, they need to be in LA, but they don't want to pay the $2 million for a 2,800 square foot loft. So they go out to Calabasas and they get 4 acres.
100%.
Yeah. For
it has a McMansion little stigma though.
Is it true that fashion trends start out west?
Recently.
No. Yes.
I'd say recently.
Pete says no. Logan,
Pete and I
you
are
ain't contributing nothing. Pass that motherfucking mic. This ain't you, buddy.
Yeah.
This ain't you with your little your little Wicker Man. Which was the worst movie I have ever seen.
Oh, Wicker Man is hot trash, bro.
Hot trash. But anyways, let's go back to, so where does fashion really start? Other than, don't say like Italy or so.
Well, I think it's fair to say very recently, athleisure is hot, right?
Right.
And that's very LA. So I think it's just fair to say that recently a lot of the latest trends are LA.
But it's just like
athleisure.
Yeah.
Athleisure wear.
So like even you see a lot of like
Athleisure wear.
track
this
suits
is
are big right
Yeah.
now.
Oh.
Like Montclair has a lot of like hot track suits right
Yes.
now. Like there's
Yeah,
a lot of guys
yeah,
in
yeah.
the league that I've seen wearing these that are just like
Yeah, or like John Elliott.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, like
it's a upper version of like a sweatsuit.
Well, you even see like the Kitten Ace. You start to see more brands. Even Lululemon. What is the other one?
even Under Armour. For
Yeah,
example,
Under Armour,
right?
like
they
more
have
companies.
Oh.
Nike.
Well, I'm
Nike's
just saying they have
wearing
like
stuff.
a whole upscale.
I'll say
thing now.
I think LA's famous right now for that leisure wear movement. But you have to also keep in mind that when you're looking at Zara's, you're looking at Topman and stuff, a lot of the styles you're seeing there were started by fashion houses, and they're now just getting to there just by kind of the natural progression of how it filters down. So when you look at ripped jeans, like ripped jeans is a cool look, like it looks cool on everybody essentially. But that came out and that became a big thing the last couple of years because when 80 Slimane, who we talked about yesterday, went to Los Angeles, he embraced rock star groups who were like 18, 19 in Venice Beach and shredded jeans because they're playing rock, music all night and, going crazy in the crowd. And, they'd wear those all day long. So you reinterpreted it, slashed St. Laurent denim up, and then, that kind of filtered out into fast fashion. So, like, when it just kind of, you have to think about it that way. A lot of the trends start at these fashion houses, and that's a lot of the reason, too, that the fast fashion stuff kind of has a bad rap. Because it's seen as kind of just swagger jacking and, taking, all this cool
But that's fashion always.
No, it is.
Because fashion's always inspired by something. It's always inspired by a trend. It's always inspired by a group. It could be the Beatles. It could be Jimi Hendrix.
100%.
It could be, it's like you see what this person what this person is doing very unique. And then you're like, okay, how can we spin off this and how can we twist this and change this a little bit and then put your own kind of style and brand on it?
100%. And just to go off that, like back in the day, fashion was all what they call haute couture, meaning it was like custom made for you. And in 1970s, 80s France, the fashion houses, primarily Yves Saint Laurent, the original, started reinterpreting what the cool kids in Paris were doing and then putting it on the runway. And he got killed for it. He was saying it was trashy. He was saying it was lowbrow. But he said no matter how cool or how genius a creative director will ever be, the kids in the street are going to be cooler. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the best fabrics imaginable. I'm going to do a real, proportion that you can't get anywhere else. But I'm going to let these people be the tastemakers. And that's kind of how it works.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
So for normal people listening, right? Like, let's say they got, what are some, you would say, quality pieces? Let's say they got $500 total, and they need to put, like, 4 mainstay things in their arsenal. Right? So, like, for instance, a pair of jeans, or a pair of shoes, or a jean jacket, or, like, 1 or 2 types of shirt that can go with everything. Because not everybody's going to have
No, I get that.
Mad Cat. Like, even I go to my same, that jean jacket's expensive as hell, boy. So, look, that thing is getting use, right? And so, like, what are some things that people, like, if you would say, could put together that you're like, you could always use this, that are, like, mainstays of fashion?
This is what I recommend. I think that you should apply your money to a quality piece that you're not going to lose, whether it's APC jeans, Acne jeans, Officine Generale for the menswear guys out there. That's another great one. Invest your money there and then build up all your ancillary pieces that kind of complement that through authentic means, whether it's your local thrift shop, whether it's eBay hunting. Grailed.com is probably the best secondhand shopping website for like high fashion pieces. So I would say apply your money to a strong piece like that. Invest around it, but then everything else should be authentic.
Wait, so you
So you can do like
like
consignment,
yeah, sure.
Poshmark.
Oh, 100%.
You do that stuff?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm on Grailed all day.
What is it called?
Grailed.
Grailed.
G-R-A-I-L.
So that's the same thing as Poshmark.
Yeah, I think
competitor?
it's for men.
Oh, it's for men.
It's for men, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and honestly, like eBay's great too. eBay has kind of, like everyone knows it, but it's great too. I would just say apply your money that way and like find cool stuff and take your time and do it. I think the appeal of going the fast fashion route and going to like, Zara and H&M, it's good. Like there's nothing wrong with it. But those pieces, when you clean your closet out a year later, those are the first things you get rid of,
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather get, 4 awesome
Quality.
pieces that mean something to you.
Yeah.
I
I think the other thing to consider is before you spend a decent amount of money on something, just like ask, in 5 years, am I still going to be able to wear this? Right? Because a lot of people buy like kind of aggressive, crazy stuff because it's on trend at the time. Yeah. And then like 6-8 months later,
we're looking at Logan's crazy necklace.
Yeah, looking at Logan's Wicker Man necklace.
Are you going to wear that in 5 years?
That and his taco meat.
That was $285. So that's $2.85.
Yeah, he's already got more worth. It hasn't turned green on his neck yet.
Exactly.
Oh.
I rag on Logan a lot. Logan stuck with the Vans when we all. All right, Logan. This is the only shout out you'll ever get from me. You stuck with the Vans when we all availed, and now they're back in season. Now they're back on trend.
Oh, no, you should not give him credit because he could single-handedly make them go away also.
It's true.
People could see that on it. No, but Channing, you talked about like the GQ mag. That is the one thing for me. And it's not like, and the cool thing on there is like the GQ style, the style tips.
Oh,
right. Sure. That is, it doesn't matter if you have a ton of money, if you have a little bit of money, if you got your sister's wedding coming up in 4 months and you're trying to figure out what you're going to wear because you want to take out all the bridesmaids. Like if you go on that website and you just check it, like, again, we sit in hotels, we sit on plane flights, so we have a lot of extra time. But yeah, going on the GQ, the style tips, they show you how to wear ties, how to do this, what to wear, what you should wear. Like, I like all the season, like, I don't really like the normal GQ mags, but I do like the seasonal ones. The fall looks, the spring look, the summer, and the winter. Yeah. Like that, and when you get into those, you can see the kind of coats that you're going to wear. I was begging, I was so close to buying a camel coat.
Camel coats are fire.
No, I know I wanted one, but it was like right at that point when I was like, okay, I've seen enough of them. I like them. I need to find the right fit. But unfortunately, I got to a spot where it was like right at spring. So I was like, really, am I going to buy a coat? Am I going to go buy a coat and wait 8 months to wear it?
I like that. I call it put it on ice.
What I do is like, so in Palm Springs they have the outlets. Yeah. So they have a Montclair outlet, they have a Varvatos outlet, and I'm talking about
this guy loves John Varvatos.
Oh, I know. That's the first time I met John.
Yeah,
I
love Varvatos because their stuff is really, really long. It's very rocker, which for an athlete with long arms, it actually kind of just fits just right. But no, so you can go into Montclair. I got a sick jacket, but again, these are like the fall line from the year before, but they're still Montclair. They're still they're like high quality, and you can get it for 60-70% off, man. So
dude, previous seasons are cool. That's like the thing now. On Vetements, which is like the hottest label right now, I guess.
Vetements?
Vetements.
Venom?
Vetements.
Vetements?
Vetements. Like it's a word clothes in French.
Oh, well, Vetements?
Vetements.
Vetements.
Anyway,
Vici?
on the tag they actually put the season, and
that's tight.
Yeah, so like when they actually started doing that, the creative director named Demna, I think Gabalicia, who's also the creative director at Balenciaga, he's like,
he has no life.
he knows it. He knows it the same way that people know like random basketball fans.
It's
Like
true.
Jose Calderon
Yeah,
is the
yeah.
backup point guard for the Atlanta Hawks.
Yeah.
Like that's how he knows.
Well, also Mr. Porter, which is a great site to
Mr.
buy
Porter's great.
clothes on,
Yeah.
has a trends section that I live off of.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, pink's in, and then I'm like, all right, do I want to get on the trends or do I hit the essentials? They have essentials tab, which basically is what every man or woman should have.
no, it's man.
What every man should.
So maybe when you were looking at pink, maybe it was the women's section. Is that what you were? Yeah.
I gotta hop in here. These Mr. Porter, the GQ, it's a lot of like lifestyle branding, right?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I mean, it's a lot of good tips and stuff, but a lot of people take those kind of publications and outlets and they adopt the whole thing, 1 through 100, right? And at the end of the day, what they're doing is they're selling you this lifestyle brand, right? So I think there's something to be said in what fashion is art, and I think there's like something that people should kind of be more careful with is kind of expressing themselves as opposed to just buying into a 1 to 100 like
this is the look.
Branding,
This is the look that I want.
Right.
Like, it's like the when you go and
Takes
you buy when you go and buy the mannequin.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's
right,
like you go and see the jeans with the shirt with it.
And
okay, I want this whole
We actually
look.
call it dress by the internet, and it's like it's
Yeah.
worse than being not fashionable. Like you see a dude coming
Right.
down the street in New York with the extended T-shirt, he got the Yeezys, he got the ripped jeans.
Yeah.
We go, oh, dressed by the internet.
Yeah.
Here he comes.
You guys are such judgers.
Oh, it's actually bad.
We did have this conversation saying that, like, no, I don't want to say no offense. This is our opinion, but I guess I don't really give a shit either way. It's like Yeezys. It's like takes away from the whole outfit. You could have the
100%.
best jeans, the coolest shirt, the tightest old school, like, vintage glasses, and
100%.
everyone's just gonna be like, this guy got Yeezys on.
You're either at this point you're either a Yeezy guy or not. You know, nothing wrong. I like Kanye. He did insane shit for menswear, but the moment you put those on, your whole outfit's kind of just muted. You know?
Yeah.
No, I'm
It's
not.
crazy.
I'm not an Adidas individual.
I think
No,
that
Nike.
another cool thing about fashion, right, is it's like I said, it's art, but it's something that everyone does, right?
Everyone
like
has to wear
everyone
clothes.
dresses, even if you don't give a shit what you wear. Like you're doing it. You don't really have a choice, or you're breaking the
You're
law.
still putting something on that you like.
Right. And it's
Right?
kind of just like an interesting aspect of
Yeah.
of fashion itself, is everyone is forced to do it, and it's art.
Yeah, like
it's-
Allie would put on overalls every day. Don't you,
I got.
I know.
Oh,
I know.
Channing, overalls were in when we were younger. Channing had overalls also.
I definitely. I had
I
overall
wore those
shorts
all the time as a kid.
Overalls.
Do you know what
I
was
wouldn't even
doing?
wear shirts underneath it.
Okay.
I would just run
Allie.
as a little kid.
Oh, as a little
Like on the
kid.
farm, I would
Okay.
run around in my overalls and my little boots, and I would play in the haymound.
Is that real?
I swear to God.
I'm allergic to hay.
But you bought a hay farm.
Yeah, I
What is
keep
the hay?
You're also allergic to beer.
really?
True.
Is he allergic to beer, Logan?
No. One of these things is a lie. One of these things is a lie. Yeah.
Depends on how much hops is in the beer, but yeah.
Oh, you don't like it too hoppy?
No,
Channing's never liked hops.
no, they ain't my thing.
I hope you guys listeners are about hearing about all these weird.
No,
fashion
well,
tips
no,
and
man,
stuff.
it's cool because I think
You
there's
gotta
a
mix it
reason.
up a
There's a
little bit.
reason why all the guys want to post their outfits. There's a reason why guys want to post, are each team and Russell Westbrook or I think Rondo was wearing a short sleeved suit the other day on the bench, and it's like, but that's what it
Hilarious.
is. Like they don't like look. As individuals, like I'm a classic guy. Like just give me a sweater, collared shirt, real basic.
The real Ellen. It looks Ellen look.
Yeah.
You wore an outfit though the other day that was really nice, with
Thank
like
you.
navy
Thank you.
shoes,
Oh, yes.
with the
no.
suit jacket.
I feel like you like refined basics.
Yeah,
Would that
Yeah,
be-
yeah. He's
Basic.
like,
I'm
he's
not-
never going to be
No, it's-
fashion forward, but he's always going to say, "Oh, Richard looks good today."
It'll be like a cashmere blue sweater.
I stay within my
good lane
range.
to be in.
I stay within my range. I'm typically comfortable. but that's just me, and that's how I want to go about things.
Yeah.
Like Tristan would die. Like I couldn't. I would start
Oh.
sweating. I would start sweating before I left the house if I wore anything that Shump or Tristan.
He's also so much younger than you too. You know,
far,
so much
far
yeah.
younger.
You can't be little older gentleman rocking some of that. You look crazy.
No, but
Can
see,
it-
no, I go ahead.
on. There you go.
No,
I,
go ahead.
I was going to say no. There shouldn't be an age to not an age
You
to
just
fashion.
have to be consistent with that, Rich, and that's not you. That's
No,
a
no,
lot.
I'm more saying like an age to fashion. Like I think if you were a dad and you were wearing this exact fit, it doesn't matter if you were 62. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's true,
It's
that's true,
like
that's true.
it's about like
Yeah.
how you wear it, what you enjoy.
Yeah.
That's
You know,
exactly what I was going to
Yeah,
say.
don't,
Can
like-
anyone wear anything as long as they own it, as long as they wear it?
Yeah, I guess so.
Uh,
I think Rich
yes
actually
and no.
convinced me on that.
I think there's body types too. Let's not forget body types.
Yeah.
Make
It's
sure
valid.
things are body type appropriate.
That's valid.
That's body type appropriate.
Do you know who's actually the best dresser in the league? I say this to anyone who will listen, is Nick Young. Nick Young's the best dresser in the league.
Really?
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
Shout out Dougie Fresh, though. He's gonna be so hyped, man.
Yeah.
No, that dude can dress his
Yeah,
ass
yeah,
off.
yeah.
I
Dude,
don't
when
feel
he
like I ever
goes,
see what he wears.
he
Oh,
goes
LA.
to. Oh, he's so LA, but he goes to like the fashion shows and he gets invited, and I'm like, wait, what? And Doug, my boy's his
Yeah,
manager,
Doug's cool too.
tells me like, yeah, the fashion people like invite him to these places, like Xenia. I think he's doing something with Xenia, which I love their suits. It's like the only suit I'll wear.
Shout out them.
Shout out them.
Sponsor the pod.
Sponsor your boys. Fuck the mod, man. Listen, them suits ain't no joke, boy. I'm gonna tell you that. Listen, them suits ain't no joke. But for me, like just seeing him, he's consistent though. Like even when you see him out, he's always wearing something super LA scene. He's just been that way.
Super LA.
But he's from LA,
there.
went
Yeah.
to USC,
Yeah.
played for the Clippers, played for the Lakers. Like he's an LA guy.
And he does something well that we talked about earlier, where he doesn't think that every aspect has to be like super fashion-y just because he has the money to spend. Like he'll put on a serious like Gucci bomber, he'll put on all this stuff, but then he'll do Vans to like water it down a little bit, so it's
Yeah.
not just such a corny outfit. And Logan's laughing because I'm wearing all fashion and keep talking about this.
Yeah. Duh.
Yeah.
Do you ever have just like one piece and then?
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Oh, you do.
Yeah, definitely.
Is it just because you're here with the Cavs?
No, I actually
Like
thought
you're
this
out for a
outfit would
big
be hot.
weekend?
This outfit would be hot, and it came together well. But normally I like to try to dilute it a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially
What are you
in
wearing to the
Indiana.
game tomorrow?
Actually, these guys are sticking around for it. I'm actually heading back early.
Oh, you're flying out.
Yeah.
Question:
Pete's coming.
when people come to games, sporting events,
Uh-huh.
dressed up, thoughts?
Okay, that's actually a great question. I'm handing the headset to Logan after I'm done with this because he has some thoughts too, I know. But sometimes I think that it's good because especially NBA games, more than any other American sport, it's a little bit of an event. It's like you can go to a game and then go to dinner after or go out with your friends. So there's definitely a go-out aspect. But sometimes people get really, really on trend, dressed by the internet, as we say. And, you can see them, walking up to their seat and they got all this crazy stuff on. They actually, don't care about the game at all. And it's a little corny, you know?
Yeah.
But nothing wrong with it, though. I don't want to be a hater.
I'm not a fan of people who wear sunglasses.
Oh, that's actually the worst thing ever.
Inside?
It's so
Oh
annoying to me.
yeah.
Oh, it's so
Right?
bad.
It's just like, okay, you're cool. I understand. But it's not that bright in here. And
Are they really wearing the sunglasses because the lights are bright?
I don't know why. they're wearing the
Maybe they just had
sunglasses.
LASIK. Who knows? But either way, it's probably something that you do want to just kind of steer clear
You
from.
must be Jay-Z or Justin Bieber. If you're not those two men, take your sunglasses off.
Isn't that crazy? Like, there's only two people that should.
What about Justin Timberlake?
Yeah, I'll give him a pass. Justin Timberlake.
But Timberlake's not one of those guys.
No. He actually wants to enjoy the game.
Yeah. No, the games are funny when you go to LA, when you go to what's the guy Goldstein's name and what's his first name?
The one that Mike
Jimmy?
Mancias was?
James,
Well,
yeah.
To
Okay.
segue back, Pete's actually played basketball with Justin Bieber. What's Justin Bieber's pickup game like?
Justin Bieber he's a decent player. He's a little
If
little,
you could,
little
if
more
you,
athletic than you think he'd be. He did hit one step back on me, which
what NBA
still
what
devastating.
NBA player would he be if he could be an NBA?
Don't disrespect any NBA player and say
yeah.
that.
No,
Like
flat
that's like saying
stained, lawyered.
if I was a singer, what singer would I be? Like look, let's
Do not disrespect.
Edit that out. Edit that
Yeah. Logan.
Check one. Edit that.
Yeah, check one. Don't. Logan, you gotta keep the mic down, Logan, or we can't hear you.
He does that so much.
Yeah. So
It's a habit. I'm sorry.
So Logan, you do or don't like when people come dressed up to games?
I'm a professional hater. So if you come dressed up to the game, I will hate on you.
Oh yeah, boxing.
Yeah, but you're in Vegas most of the time. Like
I usually check courtside, and that's where you get the Yeezys, the ripped jeans, the so many rips, no jeans left. That's where you get the sunglasses. That's where you get
the heavy chains.
Heavy chains.
Heavy chains.
Yeah, but they're on TV a lot.
That's a problem.
I know they're paying for the overall experience. They're paying to be seen. So I get it. There's a good medium. Some people go too crazy and they bring out jerseys of like players who've been traded away 8 years ago, and I'm like,
well, that's the only jersey they got?
I don't know. Once again, I'm a professional hater, so I'll find something to hate on. I think there's a good medium. If a game is at like 7 o'clock, there's nothing better than putting on a nice outfit, being able to grab a few beers and then go out after.
Well, and it's also situational. So Miami, LA, New York, even Chicago, those are places where you can go to a game and then go out afterwards. I played in
DC.
DC. There's other cities. Toronto. I'm not. If we're excluding your city, don't be sensitive. But there are I played in Utah, and after the game, there was like 2 restaurants still open. One of them was a Cheesecake Factory. There's certain cities that it's like after the game. So if you want to wear a jersey, if you want to wear this, that's fine, because most likely you're not going to dinner after. You're typically going to grab something quick and go home. But in those cities like LA, Chicago, New York, like those bigger cities, people go to games and then typically go and do something out afterwards. So I'm not really so anti if they're getting too dressed up. I actually had, our friend Corinne. So we were going to have Corinne on the podcast. It didn't work out in L.A. She's got a great Corinne Kaplan. She's got a great Survivor podcast. If you guys get a chance, go check that out. She was on Survivor a couple of years, but she's a nutty. But I used to say we're going to go out. So if we had a back-to-back and it was Friday and we were going to go out after the game, I was like, hey, Corinne, we're going to go out after the game if you want to come to the game and then come out with us. She's like, okay. But she would put on the tightest, skimpiest, most inappropriate dress and then be in the family room and then be in the family room. And it was like, I think it was like the second time it happened, I was like, hey, like, Corinne, like, you can't be dressed like this around all the wives, and because they know you're not my girl, but it's like a dress around all the wives and kids, and no, you can't do that. So there's still a dress going out, but there's still a dress appropriate later. She's like, well, we're going out afterwards. You said we were going out. And I was like, yeah, but we're not out now. Yeah. So
Corinne, throw a bomber over that tight dress.
Yeah, do something. Yeah. Wear a coat. Like, don't do
wear a trench.
Richard Channing, to bring it back to our early discussion about New York City, us living there, you guys both played in the area early in your careers, and I was wondering what your lives were like then, and how New York City has changed since you've left.
You know what? I was a part. So I'm going to date myself, but my rookie year was 9/11, and so the first 18 months, people weren't going out and drinking, and it was prior to that, everyone was partying, popping bottles, spending a lot of money. That's all the rappers were rapping about. That's what the singers were singing about. That's what it was. And then 9/11 happened, and then it became really the buildings are still burning. Are you really popping bottles? So that first, even though we went to the NBA Finals, we were really going to, me and my boy Eric, we were going to a lot of dive bars and stuff. But slowly after that, it was 04, and there was a club called Suede. Now Suede to this day, I know people are going to consider it blasphemy, but it was, imagine the small version of Studio 54, right? It was all the people that are running New York now that are running Marquee, that are running Catch, that are running like Richie and all these guys that are running New York, they were all working the door at Suede. It used to be out in Chelsea, but it was a small club. And now promoters are making so much money. And this was prior to that. You had like 4 or 5 of the best promoters, the best club owners, like all these guys. Like, you know, that's where I met Justin Timberlake. That's where I met all these guys during their heyday. And then it was like as the club kind of went away, everyone went out and started doing their own things and started the Catch and started Marquee and started, you know, they were, you know, Richie was working at Butter and
Butter.
One Oak.
Oh, man.
So, but it was crazy. Like all of that crew started, you know, in some way, shape, or form at the club called Suede. And I lived next door to it. We were there all day, nonstop, and it was a great time. So it was like now you can't have a small club be that awesome anymore because the promoters make too much money, and promoters know that they kind of have the power. It's kind of like you would consider it the beat makers in music, right? Where it's like, you know, people are paying $500,000 for the beat because it doesn't matter what type of trashy rap you put behind it. People, as long as they can bob their heads, and DJs are now making so much money. Like all of these DJs, Just Ski, all these guys were starting there. And so that's when the kind of New York changed. And then from there, it's gone on to kind of what it is now.
My first club experience, I was 16. Channing got me in. Channing got me in. I'm not sure if we should edit this one out, but
no, we'll figure it out.
So
too late now.
So Channing hit a game winner, so the energy was high. He had just been drafted by the Knicks. I was there with a good friend of mine. We were sophomores in high school. He's like, "All right, we're gonna go to a bar, and from there you're gonna go home to my parents, basically." So we were at a pizza bar like in Chelsea, and I was like, "Oh, this is awesome." And we're like, I'm sitting there, Channing's like, all right, you got 1 hour. So I'm crushing beers out. I'm like, oh, damn. So then.
This story better improve quickly. This story better improve, Logan.
He's way worse than me at times.
Oh, my God, Logan.
Keep
Logan,
going.
We're giving you a lifesaver here. If you want to bail, if you want to eject, you can eject on this story. But understand, you can't go kamikaze and just take this whole podcast down with a trashy, terrible story.
This is the final story. This is the final story that's about to be told.
So you're
I'll eject.
Eject.
I'll eject.
Thank you.
Well,
there's too much pressure.
With that, Logan can handle pressure. Thank you guys for coming back on the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
All your fashion tips and stuff. I actually learned a lot.
Good.
So we appreciate it. Your funny stories.
Thank you.
I'm sorry you went to Michigan. Pete, thanks for stopping by. These guys have to get to team dinner, though, because Game 4 is tomorrow.
Yep.
And
team dinner.
You guys have to be responsible tonight, as you always are.
Yes.
But with that said, it kind of gives me another opportunity to shout out Blue Apron, because another order came from me at my door yesterday.
And
so
you're gonna get back on a road.
My actual property manager at my apartment sent me a text that said, "You have non-perishable food here that needs to be refrigerated." Or a box that needs to be in the refrigerator. Are you going to be able to pick it up? This was yesterday. Obviously, we don't get back till tomorrow night. And I said, "What is it?" And she said, "It's an order from Blue Apron." So I'm excited. I'm not really sure. I wanted her to tell me, but then she had to open it.
Blue Apron is
so,
fire.
Have you used it before?
Yeah. Blue Apron is awesome. Yes.
Yeah. What do you love about it?
Probably the fact that like you can have an awful day at the office and like go to the gym, and then when you come home, there's actually like a real meal waiting there for you with like real ingredients that'll actually like make your day.
They
better.
are the #1 fresh recipe delivery system.
Shout out Blue Apron. Logan's laughing because he doesn't think I'm a good cook at all. But
well, hey, that's where Blue Apron saves you.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Sid cooks once a year.
But yeah, shout out to Blue Apron. If any of you ever are looking for something like that, blueapron.com is where you can find it.
Yeah.
But you guys got to get to team dinner.
Cool. Yes, we do.
So,
all right.
That's another edition of Road Tripping with RJ and Channing. Guys, thank you again. I'm your host.
The Road Tripping family.